Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 46. Yeah, I don't think I introduced myself in my last video. I was just so excited to be back, but I'm back. So before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. All right, so this episode could have been an email. It was a really quick episode, at least for me. It was confined to like certain stuff or certain people, and it was just like, boom, this is what it is. So we start off the episode with Ted. He's limping at the hospital. He comes to Shanice. She makes fun of him and him, doing this basketball, doing this basketball game without stretching or whatever, and him playing basketball with all of Nicole's menses. So they go to his office and she helps him stretch. She gives him some exercises to do to help him pull out, stretch out his muscles or whatever. So she brings up Nicole, or she keeps bringing up Nicole and all this other stuff, and it's just like, girl, if you gonna always bring up Nicole, let him go, cause Nicole ain't bringing you up. So we see Ted. He's in his room, and I don't know why he still hasn't gotten a house. Cause you're a whole surgeon, plastic surgeon at that. Go get you a house, like, or get the penthouse or something. But anyway, so he's at his hotel watching TV, and um Shanice comes over. She helps him stretch some more. They talk about, child, I don't know what they talked about. They gonna have sex, and while they're in the bed, she's like acting like she's just this lowly common girl dating this high profile surgeon, and it's just like, ma'am, you are a whole head nurse and physical therapist. So you getting paid. Why are you acting like, girl, like, I hate what they've done with Shanice, because it's just like, oh my god, she was one of my favorites in the beginning, and it's just like, now she's just like, oh, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and it's just like, girl, you can get all of the things that he's giving you on your own. But I digress. So we see Nicole. She brings some shoes to Smitty for Tyrell and Samantha for a cotillion. And Smitty is just like, we have this handled. But she's really there because Samantha had called her and she's worried about him and the story that he's working on. And, Smitty is just like, everything's all right. It's going to be okay. Blase, blase, blase. And she hopes it's not dangerous. He assures her that it's okay. Everything's okay. So she's just like, all right, I'm going to take your word for it. We see Grayson meets Jacob, and child, this story. Oh my goodness. So Grayson meets Jacob. Grayson is like, oh, you're undercover. Jacob says he's not undercover. He's doing this because he owes money. He got in debt with somebody, but he can't ask Naomi, because what does a man look like asking his rich wife's family for money? And he ain't about that. Grayson doesn't believe him initially, because he's just like, oh, I was just with Naomi, and she was telling, she said that you were away on business, and you sent her flowers, and Ashley hasn't said anything about y'all having problems. And he's just like, you think that she tells her best friend everything that goes on in our relationship, and Naomi doesn't know what I'm doing. She thinks I'm away. That's why I sent her the flowers because, I'm lying to her and all this other stuff. And Grayson believes him. And so he's just like, act like you don't know who I am. When you see me, I'm Rashad. So he's basically trying to get Grayson on his side, and Grayson is just like, all right, I'll be on board, and I'll help you. I don't know if I can trust you, but we gonna work this together or whatever. So Jacob calls Smitty and tells him that Grayson is on board and he believes him and all this other extra stuff. We see Joey and Vanessa. They are at the club. They went to a workout, and Vanessa still wants him to have dinner with her kids, and he's just like, nah. And she's, she gets mad a little bit, and he's just like, he doesn't feel right meeting Deanna because, she's still grieving her daddy and all this other stuff. So she was just like, okay, fine, I get it. You won't meet her. So she wants to know more about the laundering business, and he gives her some details about the laundering business. And child, I didn't understand the story before, and I still don't get the story now about this whole laundering business that they're doing together. Cause girl, this man, if you get caught, you are going to go to jail. And you so want to be the mob wife that you are trying so hard to be, that you aren't thinking of the consequences of what you're doing. And you want him to meet your kids? Vanessa, what is we doing? Like, what is we doing? So he goes inside. He goes inside because she has a meeting with Pam, so she's gonna wait for Pam. We see Pamela. She's meeting Andre and Dani. Andre and Dani are lovey dovey. She's telling them about who the person is that's going to be taking the pictures for the campaign for Tatum's line. And the person, she says, I think it's somebody Olick or something like that. And Dani talks about a bad, like the last time that she worked with him, he was making all these jabs about the older models and how he has to do so much retouching and all this other stuff. And she didn't like it or whatever. She starts to feel self-conscious, but they talk her up. She's feeling self-conscious because of the reporter that tried to, come at her about her age and her coming back into modeling. But they talk her up and she starts to feel better. Pam leaves to go meet Vanessa. Joey comes in and he gets an alert on his phone about the bet that he has with Dani about her marriage lasting a year. He sees Andre and Dani and he goes to them and he starts making, him and Dani have like an inside, they have that little inside joke about the bet or whatever. And they're talking. He leaves. Andre's just like, I feel like y'all got an inside joke going on, and Dani plays it off or whatever. So we see Pamela. She's meeting with Vanessa, and she's offering Vanessa this prestigious award thingy, and Vanessa's excited about it. Pamela's just like, we just have to check some things, make sure things are on the up and up, and then we can do this. And then because she got this laundering business going through her real estate firm, she turns it down and she tells her she's focusing on the clinic and she wants to make sure that is going well. So, it is what it is. So we see Vanessa and Joey. We see them back at his casino. And she tells him, they're at the casino, and she tells him about the opportunity that she had to turn down, and he's low-key feeling bad, but I don't really know. But then he tells her, she's focusing on the clinic, and she wants that to be Doug's legacy and not the secrets or the fact that he's no longer here. So we see what else happened in this episode? Oh, we see sorry. We see Nicole, she comes to the club and she sees Dani and Andre and she goes over to them and um Dani is making fun of Nicole and all her men's and them playing basketball because she didn't know about it. And so Andre tells her about the basketball game and all this other stuff, and Nicole and Dani is just having a ball about laughing about it. And yeah, that was the episode. Like I said, this episode could have been an email. Let me see. Is there anything else? Yeah, that was really the episode. I think this is my shortest review, but yeah, yeah. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, turning on your post notifications. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.